Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is DanSpence94, as it says down below. Welcome to the amazing category extension that is the Zoolander percent run. For those of you that might not know, Zoolander percent is named after the film of the same name. We can't turn left, we can't use left in a menu, we can't use left on a puzzle. If we want to turn left, we have to do a full 360 turn to the right. And just to show you, you can see my keys on screen. I use the number keys here for movement, and then X, Z, C, V for everything else keywise. You can see my number 1 key does not work. Cannot turn left. I've triggered it so it won't work, but my right hand key works just so it's a bit easier to keep track of. And yeah, pretty much, if you've ever seen a Resident Evil 2 Leon A run before, it's pretty much the same in terms of routing. But of course, not being able to turn left changes up near enough every single kind of dodge or strategy in some of the rooms. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into it. If the guys behind the curtain are ready, I'll give a quick countdown. So we're going to go from 5, and timer will begin as soon as I hit normal. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So like I say, it really is very similar to just a normal RE2 run. I'm already getting bitten. Great. I shouldn't have been bitten there. So I forgot to mention earlier, we are allowed to use auto aim to basically change our stance. So we're going to be using that quite a bit. Taking a bite there right at the start is not what I wanted. Mainly because we already took 30 damage now. If we drop into caution, which is 100 damage, 100 health or lower, basically our turning speed is just going to be vastly reduced. It's going to take us about 3 times as long to turn around. So you're going to be seeing me pick up a lot of first aid sprays, a lot of herbs, because we want to make sure we're in fine status the entire way through the run. So we're just in Kendo's shop here. He's going to tell us that basically the town's gone to hell, but we really don't care about this, so we're just going to run straight through. We're going to angle ourselves a lot of the time so we can still hit the door trigger. Basically mash our way through the door. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, so if you see me spinning outside of a door, you can see why. So I'm going to get the auto aim off there, so I'm going to take intentional damage here so I can throw that first one off. That second one didn't go down. This is very bad already. The intentional damage there was to basically throw the first one off into the second one, knock them both down, and then we can get through there relatively unscathed. Taking 3 bites before RPD is a definite no-no. This might end badly. Luckily, I have safety saves on safety saves. I hope she doesn't activate early. No, we're fine. So we're going to spin right round there. We're going to run across this wall. Oh my, this is bad. This is so bad right now. Like, 4 bites before RPD is definitely not what you want. You can see already in caution, our turning speed is just absolutely killed. That's going to pretty much put us on the back foot for the start here. And a 4-shot Misty there. Not ideal, but it works still. So we take the Misty out on the floor and then we run past. This is where it's going to get a bit difficult here. So I'm going to try and do this in a different kind of way. Oh god. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Please do not die. Oh my god, I might actually, I'm going to die. I'm actually going to, no I'm not, I'm fine. I've still got 30 HP. Let's get out of here. This is not what we want. This is really bad. I knew I should have practiced before coming on here. We're currently sitting at 30 HP. You don't want to be sitting at anything lower than 100, as I said before. So as you can see right now, we're not in good ways. I did learn a bit of a trick yesterday. If we aim and turn whilst in caution, it is like a lot quicker than just turning on the spot. So yeah, memes, guys, just already. Our next like heal opportunity. Normally I'd take another bite before we get there, so I'm gonna have to change it slightly. We're gonna go into this room here and we're gonna speak to Marvin now. Marvin's already a bit worse for wear, so we're gonna watch a bit of a cutscene here with low poly 240p Will Smith.
You must be the new guy.
I believe Marvin was actually modelled off of Will Smith. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea.
Looks like your party
I'm gonna say it
has
is.
been cancelled. What happened? About 2 months ago.
Well, the cutscenes in this game is
There
pretty
was
much
this
just exposition dump as they are with any other of the OG
involving
Resi games.
in a mansion
I'm just staring at my
located
health
on the
screen right
outskirts
now,
of the
being
city.
really anxious about how this is gonna go.
And the other STARS members discovered that
I promise this is a really fun run to
was
watch.
behind everything. They risked their lives
Normally,
to reveal
like,
the truth.
on an ideal Zoolander run,
no
you want to take one
one
bite
believed
before RPD. Us taking
Not
7
long after that,
isn't where we want to be.
this
Definitely not.
started to happen.
But we know our backups. We know where we can get heals and whatnot. And we also have safety saves in the unlikely event that we are going to die. The main thing's going to be here is that our next heal is going to be in the room with a liquor, which, if you know, are very dangerous enemies to begin with, regardless of being on low health.
But just go. Fine.
If this was a PB attempt, probably about 4 resets already by now. Just to kind of put that in perspective. Yeah, we're just going to aim so we can turn a little bit quicker and go all the way over here to the computer so we can unlock the doors. Being in caution, like I say, it just kills our turning speed, and obviously that's going to be our key to surviving this run, is being able to turn quickly on the spot, especially for some of the dodges that are coming up. I'm going to have to grab the green herb, like I say, in the liquor room. It's not going to put me into fine status, it's going to put me still in caution, but I'm going to be on 80 HP rather than 30. Being in orange caution, which I am now, is very dangerous, especially when there's a liquor involved. If a liquor does his lunge attack and hits us with it, there is a chance we can get instantly killed from it. Basically, the super slash, as it's called, will do about 80 damage, so if we're already below 80, it's just going to wipe us out. I didn't pick the herb up. That's fine. This is all part of the plan. All part of the plan. Because we go in this room, we reset the liquor, turn around, and we can just walk to it. We're chilling. Grab that herb, pop that bad boy real quick, use the auto aim, and then we can just run back out again. Told you, all part of the plan. We know what we're doing. We're professionals around here, right? So anyway, back to the actual point in hand. We have to find our way around the police station, so we need to go around and grab some keys. Normally there would be a dodge I would do at this point, but I'm just going to have to probably tank some damage here just so I get through a bit more safer. I'm going to get caught in his body, but that's fine. We'll come to our first puzzle here. The first puzzle we've got is these 2 statues that we've got to basically push into place. Now you would be able to just kind of line yourself up properly, but you can see there, and you're going to see that's quite a bit. We're going to be running across the walls quite a bit, just to make sure our running trajectory is where we need to be. You also can't push or pull anything unless you're in walking speed, so we can't hold down our run button at any point, or we're just going to literally just be running into the side of it. I don't know why, because in RE1 you could run and push things. Why they changed it for RE2, none of us know. So you're going to be seeing me doing a lot of aiming right now. And then we can just run straight down here to the STARS office, and luckily in here we're going to grab our first aid spray. Now normally the first aid spray in here I'd keep, but as you can see we're in a bit of a dire strait right now, so I'm just going to use it straight away and get us back up to 200 HP. Come back over here, grab Chris's diary, and then grab the unicorn medal. I'm going to get another cutscene with the other character in the game, Claire, who is Chris Redfield's brother from the first Resi game. If you've ever played this game, you know, especially on the PlayStation 1, it came with 2 discs. Disc 1 was Leon, Disc 2 was Claire, and you had to play like Leon A and Claire B and Claire A and Leon B to get the full story. Really intuitive kind of a system. I think they called it the zapping system back in the day. But in terms of Zoolander, it doesn't really matter. We're going to be finishing off the statue puzzle to unlock a key item that we're going to get on the way back here. We come through this kind of area 3 times, so we basically set each part up every time we go through. But now we're back up to fine health. Our turning speed's obviously back to where we need it to be, so running through these corridors are going to be a little bit easier. Line ourselves up here. It was a bit off, but it's fine. So we can start pushing this one. So 1, 2, 3. There's a specific number of times we have to push this one, so it's 3 across, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a half. Turn around, and then we can push it into place. Now that should click it. Yep. So unhooks the jewel there for us. We're not going to pick it up straight away. We're going to carry on back down this way. Because we've got the unicorn medal now, we can use that in the starting room and we can get ourselves the first key that we need to maneuver around the police station. You'll also notice I'm playing the PC version, which means every single one of these door transitions, after 1 second 45, I know, very specific, we can actually skip them. In each version of RE2, you can skip different things. And I'm going to get grabbed by Jazz Hands there, something that's not happened in years. So in the PlayStation version, you can't skip anything because these are technically loading zones. Let me just get past this liquor here real quick. Oh, he's playing nice today. Stopped. So by using the auto aim, as you saw there, we can basically change our stance so we can just do a half turn rather than have to do a full turn around. So yeah, on the PlayStation version, each door is basically a loading zone. So we can't skip anything to do with doors, with cutscenes, anything like that. On the GameCube version, you can skip cutscenes, but you can't skip doors. And on the PC version, you can skip doors, but you can't skip cutscenes. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's to do with whatever console processing power or how the game's been coded. It's very specific. We get the dodge there, really nice there. You just want to run at an angle and kind of come around on a wide berth there. And 9 times out of 10, the liquor will be docile. You can just kind of run past. We have to do that dodge twice, so getting it the first time is always great. It's usually the second time, which is a bit more of a bit more dangerous. So we grabbed the crank here. That's of course something that's not going to come into play until later on. Do a couple of spins to get out of this room and then crack on with where we're going. The door in this little corridor area that we passed twice earlier, we're actually going to go in there now. It's to get another key item. So the key item that we unlocked after doing the statue puzzle is called the red jewel, or if you examine it, it's called the Virgin Heart. Now it's easier for Leon to do this. Do the same as Claire, but Leon starts with a lighter in his extra inventory, whereas with Claire you have to run around and find the lighter in order to get the second jewel. It's a bit more tricky, so I've always found Leon to be the easier run of the two, or of the four, should I say. I believe the B scenarios are shorter, but yeah, Leon A is always going to be my favourite and the one I'm always going to do. So I'm going to try and get the dodge off here. There we go. So that's kind of like really monka there. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to take a bite. So getting that dodge off and being able to backtrack like that, really, really lucky there. You're going to see a couple of dodges similar to that in the run. So if anyone's clenching right now, I understand. Now we've got the key. We can come all the way over this side. I didn't want to get caught there, but it might work to my advantage. It did not. Kind of want to run into that corner there, and you can like run around that third zombie in the corridor that we need to go. All these guys are just going to be chilling, so we just line ourselves up for the run and go straight for the exit. Now we come to the library. Yet another puzzle here. We have to move the bookshelves in a certain way to unlock a panel that's going to give us one of the key items that we need to get to the next area here. Now you can see I'm running at an angle there, basically just lining myself up so I can run straight for the switch instead of having to do another full turn. I have to do a half turn just to get out of this area, but that's fine. And we come, oh Jesus, another turn, might as well. Hits the wrong button. So yeah, the first 2 bookshelves here you have to hit to the right. That opens this little section here, and then we can run through, grab the plug, and then we're getting out of the library. And that might have also given me the line needed to get out of there optimally as well, so that's great. So we've got a few zombies on this banister-like area here on the 2nd floor. Running pretty much directionally perpendicular, parallel to the wall. All the way around. Auto aim, so we only have to do a half turn, through the door, easy claps. Same thing again, we're running at the wall at just a slight angle so we can move towards the door here. So auto aim here with the crows is going to be paramount, so we auto aim there to just do a half turn. Same again, hopefully, I was about to say hopefully we don't get pecked, but we got the peck. Another auto aim Luckily that one was in front of the door, so that basically alleviated any need to do a half turn there. Normally you'd have to do a half turn, but the crows were playing nice. So same again, we're going to run straight, auto aim, come down to the side, auto aim again to turn round, get that dodge off there, auto aim again, so we have to turn our way around again, and then we go straight into this little area so we can grab the valve handle. Again, something that's not going to come into play straight away, we're going to have to save that for later. I'm going to backtrack here, just because it's easier than doing a full turn, and then run straight for the door. Now hopefully if I'm lucky I can get the inside dodge here. Let's run straight, there we got it. And there we go. That's become quite consistent recently. He says this, but in every practice run yesterday, she gives a little nibble. We come all the way here to use the valve handle. This just puts the fire out on this exploded helicopter here. Just means we can get to an area inside that's actually on fire right now. If you went to the opposite side when we came out of the little waiting room door, you'll see that there's a fire inside blocking our way through, which is also the room we have to use the jewels in. So we use that just to unblock the passage there, and we run straight out through the door. The crows are still going to be here, so we're going to use auto aim again to our advantage, so we can get to this corner here and turn. So luckily that one is exactly where we need to go. Alleviates the need to do a half turn again. And then it's just straight down here. I might take a bite here. Oh no, I'm good. All the way into this corner. Knowing your trajectories with your turns and stuff like that is paramount for this run. I can't stress enough how many times the turn looked like it's going to be okay, for it not to be okay. Can you examine the right thing? Thank you. So we get the second plug using the two jewels here. And then we're coming straight back out. Because we picked up another key in that room as well, where we used the jewels, we're going to go into a new room. Or a couple new rooms actually, and that's going to give us access to the heart key. Again, going to open. You can see where this is going. We get a key, we open up a few rooms, we investigate, we open up another few rooms, we get a new key, etc, etc. Rinse and repeat kind of thing. I'm hoping this is going to lead us straight to it. It did indeed. Sometimes you can overshoot that, and then you kind of have to ring around the roses with that zombie. But we got it pretty nailed there. Straight down the ladder. And you can just basically do this turn before you even get the camera transition. We're going to go back through the liquor room again. Remember I said before, we go through this one twice. So we run straight through here. Now, this room's special because every time you go through it, Leon's going to be at a different angle. It's kind of strange. But we get the dodge off pretty smoothly there. We can just run straight through. The next obstacle we're going to get is the evidence room, where there's 5 zombies in a very small space. And that's where we actually need to get through. Now, you can get through it unscathed, especially in Zoolander, but it is tricky. I'm going to try my best to do that. But unfortunately, Misty had other ideas. So let's see how this goes. Okay, that's not bad. That's bad. Taking 1 bite, fine. Taking 2 is also actually fine if you're in fine as you go in there, because there's a herb that we can just use. Straight away, takes us back up to fine there, and you can hear the ominous music already here, because Big Boy Martin's back. But my boy's looking a bit pale. He's a bit chompy. So we run straight there, get the heart key. Hopefully we get out. Yes, we got out unscathed. It's been a while since I managed to get a quick Marvin like that. But yeah, holding back right gets us the right angle that we need to just go straight forward for the key. Grab the key, and then we just basically turn on our axis at an angle so we can get towards the door, and then we get out straight away. Now we've got the heart key, basically it gives us access to the underground. So that's where we're going now. We're going to run straight, auto aim to turn around, run at an angle. I can never get this door on that angle for some reason. And for safety, because of course marathon luck and whatnot, we're going to grab this herb and use it straight away. That puts my HP back up to 180, just to make sure we're sitting pretty right now. We don't have to worry too much about our health, just in case, considering the amount of the bites we've taken in this run so far. I'm not taking no chances. In a PB slash I wouldn't even call it a record run, to be honest. You wouldn't. We're trying to find a lot of spaces where we don't have to pick up herbs or healing items and optimize lines and whatnot, but it's taking some time, as you can imagine. So we're coming into a new character now here anyway. This is Ada. Ada tells us that she's looking for her boyfriend John, but I don't believe her.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
Also, she thinks we're another zombie. Yeah, our uniform is distinctively unique to every other zombie in the place. There is no other zombie that has this uniform on. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Probably just due to the processing power at the time.
He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the
She's going to ask us to basically push this truck out the way so we can get into the cell block, and then we're going to get another long cutscene with exposition and whatnot. So
we can move this thing. Give me a hand here.
a little bit of downtime, thankfully, for the run after the close calls we've just had. I also never knew how they can push this truck without taking the handbrake off, or that emergency is spelled completely wrong with an extra E in it. Now, I've said that. If you ever play this game, you're never not going to be able to see that.
Ada, wait!
Ada's going to run off because she's an idiot. Not like we're in the midst of a zombie apocalypse or nothing. Again, we're running at the wall at an angle so we can just hit the door trigger on the way through pretty easily. The reason I was moonwalking there for a second is because I messed the trajectory up a little bit, but it's fine.
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up, now!
What do you want? I'm trying to sleep here.
Well, Ben here is literally just here for exposition, kind of gives us a bit more of information and tells us where to go next. He's going to tell us to go through the sewers to find the secret way out of the city.
What's been going on, didn't you?
So that's of course where we're going to go. Now the 2 plugs we've already picked up is actually for this route. We're going to throw the 2 plugs we've already got into the switch, and then we're going to come back when we get the other 2 plugs as well.
Branch office of Umbrella, based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
I don't know anything, and even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
Shout out to the boys in chat hitting those Calithon redemptions.
I say we leave him in there.
I have no idea what it is. I can't see it right now, so
I have it right here.
all I'm seeing is Calithon redemptions here, so I'm loving it.
To leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
Yep, yeah, I knew it. Everyone's getting on it now.
Like I said,
Let's get some hype Calithons in the chat for this run right now, guys. It started a bit rocky, but we're going to get through it.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
For those interested, the
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have
the
to
timings for this run being a category extension, there's only about 6 or 7 runs on the boards. It ranges from my run, which is a 56:22, to I think the lowest time on there is a 1 hour 25. And that's just how big time save there is already, and there's even more than that. Even in my run alone, there's definitely going to be another like 2 minutes worth of time save, no doubt. If I can get everything optimized. So absolutely crazy run this. Like I say, learning this run if you run RE2 standard, you're basically relearning the entire thing. Because you not only can you not use left to turn, you can't use it in menus, can't use it in puzzles, all that good stuff. So learning where you have to do a full turn, learning where you can use auto aim to do a half turn, that kind of thing. Do not poison me, thank you. Like for instance there, normally you'd have to do a full turn, but because that spider was still in view, you use auto aim to basically alleviate having to turn all the way around. It's just little nuances like that. It makes this run really interesting to get into. So we used both the plugs. Of course, we can't get through here yet, so we're just going to bounce. That triggers another Ada cutscene where we're actually going to take control of her. And she's going to go and get the club key for us to open up more of the police department. Because for whatever reason, the key for a police department's in the sewers past a box puzzle that you have to raise water to get to. Because clearly the police department's security is top notch.
You think we can get upstairs through this shaft?
I got really paranoid
Give
for
me
a
a
second
boost.
there because I
I'll go and
thought my
check.
game had crashed. They stood still for a second too long. But basically, Ada's section is very short. We do one puzzle. We have to deal with a couple of doggies. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Immediately turn, so you can set your trajectory going off the right way. I auto aim here. Now, it all depends on whichever dog's closer to you there. You can get lucky and get the one that's running behind you, in which case you only have to do a quarter turn. But if you get the one like I did there, you just got to do a half turn instead. Now, with the box puzzle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a half. Very basically the exact same as what we did with the statues. We have to push each one at a certain number of times. So the first one 6.5, and then the second one just twice. And you'll know you get it right because once you get the second one into place, you can see how they kind of line up in the background there. So if they line up pretty much perfectly, halfway along the middle one there, you can basically got that nailed on, and then it just pushes it to the side once the water gets released. I actually never knew this up until, I don't know, maybe a year into running it, that you didn't have to push the boxes all the way. As you can imagine, that was a bit of a find for me. Everyone else knew it, I just didn't. We'll run to this corner here, so we can aim at the dog and then just run straight past. Now, right now, I believe auto aim is still allowed in the rules. I haven't checked them recently, so if it's not allowed in the rules anymore, this entire run's invalid and we should all go home and be ashamed of ourselves. More so me. But I would assume the auto aim is still allowed, so you're going to see a lot of auto aiming, like I said earlier, especially in the a bit of the later areas in the labs and whatnot. Once we get to the labs, it's going to get very interesting with some of the dodges. But we are coming up to the most infamous dodge just in RE2 in general. We're coming up to YOLO Horde and Red Hallway. Now, YOLO Horde is actually impossible in Zoolander because you have to do a left turn at a point within the dodge. So we're going to use the safe YOLO Horde strat, which doesn't involve that, and you can basically just do a long beeline around them. And then we're going to get Red Hallway, which is a strat that I came up with. It's very similar to the original strat, just we have to wait for a couple of seconds in order to make sure the zombies are out of the way. If we get it, it's going to look really cool. If not, it's fine, there's a first aid spray in the room straight afterwards. But we're going to have to deal with a licker in this section first, so we're going to walk for a little bit first, just so we don't trigger the licker straight away. Now, lickers are actually blind. So if you're not running or shooting or anything like that and he's going the exact way I didn't want him to go, although this might work to our advantage here, so we can aim and then probably run straight past because he's going to turn around. Yeah, get relatively unscathed here. So yeah, lickers are actually blind, but they have a really sharp sense of hearing. So if you run when you enter a room, if you fire a shot, anything like that, they will activate and start running towards you. So if you walk, like I've just done, you can slow down how long it takes for the licker to activate. And you can kind of set yourself up there. Obviously, it's slower because we're walking, but it's also a lot safer because, you know, you're not got a licker chasing after you. Get through this room relatively quickly there. Back through the... I don't actually know what this room is called, so I'm just going to call it the room. I'm going to run straight for the door and into the YOLO Horde room. We'll come over to this kind of like corner here and wait for a few seconds, and then you can run all the way around. Because they've moved out of the way, we can basically just run in a long beeline. Now I am going to go quiet here for a second because this is the Red Hallway dodge I was referring to. So if you give me a second. Okay, so that first one you kind of really do have to dodge like last second, otherwise you're going to get bit. But that second one, just hitting the hallway, in the hallway, the corner of the hallway. For a second, just to make sure that first zombie moves out of the way, and then you can just basically make your way through. You grab the first aid spray, we grab the plug, we pop that first aid spray to make sure we're at 200, and also to have a spot in our inventory going forwards. And then we're going to run straight past this zombie here, auto aim to half turn, straight through the door, job done. Another quick puzzle here. By quick, I mean it's probably one of the easiest. Run over here to use the lighter. Middle. Right. And then left. That obviously releases the cog there. We run straight down. And because we're already at an angle, it kind of pushes in a way we can just go in straight. Basically hold W, grab the cog, and then we're out. Run straight past this zombie. I'm going to fire to activate this first one. Run by on this side. Auto aim. I did it a little bit slower than I should have done. Take that one out. You don't have to actually take him out. It's just... I'm not going to lie, I panicked. And yeah, we exit a red hallway here. Back into the YOLO horde door area. Far corner. Auto aim to change our trajectory. Over this side. Auto aim again. And then we can just make a bit of a curve there and get out of here. Alright, so... We've got a plug. We've got the crank. So we're going to go for the last plug now. And also work our way to our first boss. Now we're going to have to deal with another licker here. We're going to go to the right. Auto aim. Now sometimes he can lunge at us, which is kind of what we want here. We don't want him to chase us, so we can swipe us like that. Taking 2 swipes is drop my HP down quite a bit. But as long as we don't drop into caution here, we're fine. And if you don't use the cable, obviously, in these parts, you're going to get this little cutscene of 2 hallways that's going to fill with zombies that we're never going to go down again. Because luckily, when we play Leon, when we get up to the clock tower section, which is coming up shortly, there is a shaft, pause, that we can drop down. That takes us back down into the parking garage. Garage? Parking garage. I'm British, so it sounds like garage to me. That basically takes us exactly where we need to go. It's going to trigger a cutscene for us as well. So straight through here, angle yourself so you can use the crank. Drops the ladders down here, and we've got the golden cog, which is what we need to get the last plug. But whilst we put the golden cog in, we're going to switch our weapon to our magnum here. And that's essentially what we need to do, because, like I say, we are coming to our first boss here in a moment, the G-Mutant. The G-Mutant takes 6 Magnum shots at close to medium range. The Magnum does actually have bullet drop-off, so if you're too far away, you will have to fire 7. So we run up to him a little bit and fire off 6 shots as quick as we can. Takes him out relatively quickly. And, yeah, hopefully it should be easy claps. Ben here, unfortunately, is going to get easy clapped himself by a rather sinister looking eye. Obviously this is attached to something greater, which we're going to find out a little bit more in a bit. If you've played this before, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And then, yeah, basically just run straight for the door, like last time. Now, in order to be safe, because I am at 126 HP, there is a spare green herb in the cell to Ben's right there. You can see it on this cutscene. I will grab that, just so I'm up at 176 HP. The boss G-Mutant will drop like little G-babies that will crawl up around us. Now we can, if we really want to, we can mash all of our buttons to try and get them off. But because we're trying to fire as well, we don't want to accidentally aim up or aim down, because we're just going to waste an ammo. So in this instance, it's probably easier to take damage. They do only slight damage, but if you can get it over and over again, you can drop to caution relatively quickly. If you're at about my HP at 125, I'm going to do 10 damage each. So of course, to alleviate that, I'm just going to take the herb. And that way we can stay in fine all the way up to our next heal point, which is after the crocodile.
God, what was that?
In which case you actually do get a free heal after the croc fight. I call it a fight, it's really not really a fight.
I have a feeling that's where I'll find John.
When Ada bandages you up. But we'll get there eventually. So Ada's going to run off again. And we're going to get on the blower. Smash our face into the radio, because why not?
Got it. I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer.
And as you can tell, Claire's really happy about having to go back into the sewers. I'll say back into the sewers like she's already been there, but we don't know where she's been. We've not played Claire A yet. I mean Claire B. Oh, Okay, so we're at a really good standing of health here. Like I say, you want to be in fine for pretty much the entirety of this run. You saw it earlier when I dropped caution right at the start. It just kills our turning speeds. So we want to make sure that, of course, we're keeping as high amount of health as possible. The health system in this game, it works from 200 HP down. When you hit 100 HP, that's obviously caution. And when you hit 50 HP, that's orange caution. Once you hit 20, I think it's 20 or 10 HP or below is danger. Even if you're at 0 HP, you can take one hit before you basically get the kill shot. So you can basically, if you have to take one more hit before getting to a heal point and you're already on 0 HP, depending on what enemy it is, you can pretty much soldier through it. So here's G Mutant. Aim so I can get the aim. Okay, for some reason the 6 shots didn't work, so we just go for the 7 instead. But that was a really good G Mutant fight. Use the 2 plugs through the door. Doesn't matter if one of the G Mutant babies is on your back there. As soon as you go through the door, they disappear regardless. Basically puts you back to a normal state after that. But taking no damage there is really good. Unfortunately, for some reason, the 6 shots didn't work. Not sure why. But it happens. It is what it is. So it actually gives us a lot more leeway now in terms of our HP with getting to the next heal point, which we don't actually really need right now, but it's always good to have. Knowing where your like specific heal points are throughout this run, again, is just paramount. Knowing where every single one of your first aid sprays are along the route, along the way, or you know, emergency herbs, you want to make sure, even though your first aid sprays will, it'll kill your rank at the end of the game, but we're not really bothered about the rank because it's the time that we're after. So having a first aid spray isn't that bad. I think most of the time I probably use 3 first aid sprays throughout the run. Like I say, I can finish the run in about 56, 57 after all that. So it's another Ada section. So she's going to get shot at, and like an absolute Chad, Leon's going to jump in the way, get shot in the shoulder,
I have to talk to her.
and then we're going to take control of Ada again. We're going to chase after this this doctor here. We're going to unequip a handgun. And I'll explain the reasoning for that in a moment if you're not sure about this. So we go through the door, we get a little cutscene there of where the doctor's going to go over to this ladder here. Go straight up the ladder. Skip that transition. Straight forwards, basically hold W here. Or 5 in my case. Now you're going to come in at an angle, you just basically want to hold W again, or 5. Well, the reason I unequip the handgun is that shot just there on that cutscene. If you're holding your weapon, you'll shoot it out of your hand, and then at the end of this cutscene, Ada will pick it back up again, in which case is a bit of a time loss. I think we lose about 10-15 seconds by doing that. So by unequipping it, 2 seconds it takes to unequip the handgun, versus the 15 seconds on the cutscene that it's going to take for her to pick it back up again. You can see where we're going with this. The equilibrium between the two, you want to make just unequip it is the best option for it. But again, a lot more backstory here. It's going to get told about the G virus, which is a more prevalent version of the T virus from Resident Evil 1. Actually makes even more disturbing biomutants like the one we've just seen and killed.
You will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone.
But this is Annette Birkin, who is the wife of William Birkin, who made the G virus and the T virus. And that big eye we saw earlier is actually William Birkin. He was shot by, and you're going to see this in a cutscene, but we're going to skip this, but he was shot by Umbrella Secret Forces and injected himself in a bid to save his life, but instead transformed into the main antagonist slash monster of this game. We're going to be seeing Birkin a couple of times throughout the run as boss fights. Twice, in fact, on this run. On the B scenarios, he is actually the final fight that you get.
As a result of his virus-induced transmutation,
Becomes basically like this big blob of crap, basically. Trying to eat a train alive.
Every G-virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to...
But if anybody needed the bathroom, now's the perfect time. Cutscene is like hella long.
Offspring. No.
He says that like 3/4 of the way through it.
Too bad.
So here it is. You see there, she just kind of turns. If we had the handgun equipped, she'd turn around even more to pick it back up again. So we get another transition here, but it's a bit different. So Ada's going to get attacked by something that we can't see. And once we hear her scream, that's technically a door transition, so we can skip that and get to Leon a little bit quicker. Now we're back in control of Leon. Our objective now is to find out where the hell Ada went. We can't go the same way she did because the fan's been turned back on in the way that she came, so we have to go around the alternate way. We're going to get some more spoders trying to poison us, but we run straight by them. Utilising the auto aim again, just making sure we can position ourselves in such a way. I say there, we can use that auto aim just to make sure we only have to do a half turn instead of a full 360. Leon is, as everyone knows, the Chad of the 360 no scope. This is why you keep the valve handle handy. I can't tell you the amount of times I used to play this casually and have to go back to the item box to pick up the valve handle because I didn't have it with me at this point. We're also going to be re-equipping our handgun here, and that's for a little bit of a thing coming up here shortly. Valve handle again, so we can push this bridge back up top where we need it to be. And then we go through the door, and now we're going to see our friend, the Croc. The infamous crocodile. You actually don't have to go like right to the door to trigger the cutscene. As long as you get to this camera transition, you'll trigger it, so it doesn't matter like which way you're heading towards, as long as you're heading in that direction. Well, my boy Croc here, he's going to say hello, and we're going to give him, a snack. Come over here, pal. So the idea behind this is called Quick Croc. So you'll see him bounce off the wall here 3 times. So you get 1, 2, 3, and on the 3rd time, if you press the button and aim, he'll pick the explosive up straight away. You don't have to wait for him to move up and kind of like swallow it. We call that Quick Croc. It can be really dangerous because if you get it wrong, then it's an automatic game over. Because it'll register as if the cylinder's not actually there, and he'll go over the top of it. And as you know, we've definitely not got enough firepower to take him out, so it will be an instant game over there.
Quiet, Leon. I'll patch you up.
This is also the part, like I said earlier, this is actually a free heal, which I didn't know about up until not too long ago. But our health is now back up to 200 from this.
I just found out. John's dead.
So if you know you're coming to this point and you do need a heal, and you can get to this point relatively unscathed, then just get to this point instead of wasting a first aid spray or a herb. Alright, so to get out of the sewer section, we need 2 key items. We need not the unicorn medal, we've had that already. The eagle medal and the wolf medal. The eagle medal's up here, so we grab that. And then the wolf medal is back where we started this kind of area. I'm going to try and angle myself in such a way here so I can still hit the trigger. Yes, it worked. I have to remember that one for the next run. Normally I'd have to do a full 360 turn there to hit the trigger, because the triggers for these valve handles are very precise. It can be very tricky sometimes to get the right angle that you need to handle. Also, Ada can get in the way, and if she gets in the way, it's a bit of a time loss. So we want her to either climb up with us, which she has done, which is great, or stay to the left-hand side, because otherwise if she's in the way when we try and jump down from this little ledge, she's going to block us from jumping down. So that's going to, obviously, we're going to have to wait for her to move out of the way. Straight back through this area. We're going to hope she gets poisoned here. Well, I don't think she's going to. No. That's for something coming up later. We're going to have to take more intentional damage. But because she's with us, she has the capacity to fire at the zombie that's damaging us. Obviously try and save us, but we don't want that. If she fires at him, it's going to make him stumble, but he doesn't go down, then we're basically going to get bitten over and over again, which is what we don't want. So we want her to get poisoned there, so she's actually a bit slower on the run behind us. But we go to the cable, caught in the corner. Go and turn the cable car on over here. And then we're going to get our first look at Birkin 2. Or the train Birkin, as it's well known. He's going to say hello with his arm here. He's going to take 5 shots from us. That's going to tell him basically, we don't want your business today, sir. You need to bounce. Well, there's your first one. You want to line it up so he comes between each one here, so you can see where the debris is coming from the roof. Once that stops coming, you can run, and then you can basically auto aim, and you'll automatically aim to where you need to aim to. 5 shots, like I say, we'll sort him out proper. He's not done though. He's not done. He's going to come back for a bit of a scrap. He's not happy. He's not happy we've just took 2 of his fingers off, basically. So he's going to come back for round 2 shortly. But before that, we go through these little corridors here. Now, like I said before, we want to take intentional damage here. So hopefully Ada won't screw us. Like that. But she took him down, so that's not too bad. It's just a little slower running by him. As you saw there, I got bitten and she shot him, so he didn't actually go down. We didn't get a chance to throw him off. Wait for a few seconds just to get the line on that one there. It doesn't really matter if we take a bit more damage. I'm stuck on the corpse, so we can just run around him there. Stuck on his crotch. And that's a sentence I never thought I'd say in my life. Grab the first aid spray, literally for safety, and then we get some more magnum ammo here. I just realised I have no bullets left in my handgun here, so it was a good job that I had enough for train Birkin. I'm sorry, Birkin's arm. That could have been really monka. I suppose we could have just used a magnum round, but considering magnum rounds are that higher commodity in this game, we want to save them for the actual bosses rather than the little mini bosses that we've got here. So we grab some more ammo inside and grab the key for the cable car, the turntable car even. Come straight down here and we're going to turn so we can get to it. You can do it from here. You don't actually have to be in front of it. Reload our magnum at the same time and equip it. Use the key and then press the button. And then we're definitely well on our way now. Going to get another cutscene here where Ada's just going to get taken out.
Ada, can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it.
That takes us to our second boss fight, which is G2, or Train Birkin, as I said earlier. Train Birkin he can be quite a pain. He's going to take 9 magnum rounds. We're going to hit him 8 times, then he's going to kind of transform slightly. One more will put him down. So we run to the side to get a good beeline, so we can start firing at him at a distance. And then basically try and run by him again once he's stunned slightly. And hopefully get the 4 other ones off. So let's try this. Okay, so he hit me there, which isn't great, but definitely not what we want here. Okay, so I actually hit him the 8 times there. It just took a little while for him to transform. I'm going to use that spray now. And then we get out of here. So, that's actually quite a bad Birkin fight, but, well, it's a good Birkin fight in the point that we didn't die. So, you know, swings and roundabouts really, isn't it?
Don't die on me, Ada.
But we are coming to the final stretch.
Wake up.
Final stretch is the lab section.
Come on.
For most runners, probably the most infamous and the most dangerous. We're going to have to go through a room with 4 lickers in it. We're going to have to go through a small room with about 6 zombies in there and very close quarters. You have to try and dodge through them. There's going to be quite a juicy bit of dodging going on here, hopefully.
Welcome back.
So whilst we're in this room, we get a bit of a cutscene here with Ada.
Umbrella's secret lab.
There's some more magnum ammo behind us. There's a green herb in the corner. And we're also going to put some stuff away in the box. Now, normally you wouldn't do this, but in a Zoolander run, because we have to keep like some heals on us as much as we can, I like to throw away the pistol if it's got no ammo and the knife. But what I might do is keep the knife on me to a very, very last resort backup for the final boss, because if we run out of magnum ammo, woof, it's gonna be Monka.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
So we're gonna grab the magnum ammo. I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm gonna grab the herb as well. Straight over to the box so we can drop the pistol in. I suppose you can put the pistol and the valve handle in because we don't need either of those right now. But we're gonna crack on with what we've got. First things first is we need to put the power on, so we need to go find the fuse, which is down this side. I've also just realised I shouldn't have picked that herb up, but we might be okay. See when we get into this room. Oh no, we're good. Okay. So we pick the first aid spray up, pick the fuse up. Use the fuse here. That's going to give us the main fuse to basically put the power back on. We use that to basically open up the rest of the areas in the lab. Coincidentally, the room with the 3 lickers in it that we have to kind of run through. In a normal any percent run, you're not gonna. Basically, there is a strategy to get past all of the lickers relatively unscathed. But in this run, we're gonna actually take 2 of them out with our magnum. Why we pick up the extra magnum ammo in the save room. Again, normally we wouldn't do that in a normal run, but we're being extra safe. Which is also the precise reason I also picked up the extra herb as well, just to be on the safe side. So by putting the power on, we basically give power to these shutters over here. We're going to say hello to 2 of the new enemy type here, the Ivy Zombies. If you played RE2 Remake, you know how dangerous these can be. Thankfully, in the original, they're not as dangerous. We can basically just run by them and not have to give them much notice. Down the ladder, through the next door. Now, this is the liquor room. We're going to get a liquor that's going to drop from the ceiling, and there's 2 already in the room. So we run over, going to clap this one straight away. Now, if I'm lucky, I can bait the first one, last one, so to say, to lunge at us. We can run by him and basically get through him relatively unscathed. We only have to take 2 of them out. On the way back through that room, we're going to get another one that's going to drop down from the ceiling as we're going through, but not too much that we have to deal with there. The reason we only take 2 out instead of all 3 is basically just to keep 2 extra magnum rounds. Oh, Jesus. I don't know where Leon thinks he's going here. Oh, I'm going to grab this red herb here as well. Oh, so I've got 2 full heals now, just to be on the safe side, because you never know. In this room, this first zombie's going to start following us. We run straight by him. Auto aim to get the trajectory. Run all the way over to this corner. Auto aim again. We're going to kill this zombie here, because it's quicker. And that way we're already facing the way that we want to. Grab the key card, and then we can basically double back on ourselves the exact same way we came in. And then we only have to turn when we get to the door here. Oh, go. So I'll just reload in there, just so I've got a full clip. going into the last couple of areas. Once we got the key card, we can use that to go and get the MO disc, which is what we need to basically get through the final area and get to the final boss. So I'm going to walk here. Like I said, the Lickers are blind, so we can delay his activation here, both of them. That one's going to give us swipe, but it's fine. And then we just run straight by, not having to give him much attention really. Relatively unscathed through there, which is cool. I'm at really good health as well here, so picking up that extra herb I didn't really need to do. But I'd rather waste a couple of seconds picking up an extra herb that I don't need than be in a situation where I do need it and can't get it. So we go back to where we got the fuse from earlier. Use it on this door. Go straight in here. We're going to fire straight away because there's a zombie in front of us that we want to make sure is out of the way. Oh, I need to actually get rid of some items here. There we go. So I had to use the herb here. I wanted to save it for this room. I probably should have saved that second spray for this room, just in case, but I think we'd be fine. We might not be fine. Okay, 2 bites. It's not too bad. We take those. We still got a spray that we can keep. But in terms of optimality, not very optimal, not going to lie.
My husband, I know what you're looking for.
But now, yeah, we're basically getting to the final stretch here.
Didn't you? Never take it from me.
Now that we've got the MO disc, we can escape the actual facility and get out of here. Annette's going to come back, as you can see. Going to actually have the G virus in her hands because that's always a great idea.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you?
Again, just a massive exposition dump here.
Agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered.
But yeah, basically, our final area now is just the final boss. Is G4. Once we get clear of G4. Little bit of a running section, and then it's GG's.
I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
If you don't want to believe it,
But this boss fight can be very monka.
Anyway.
The setup is the same as a normal Leon A run.
What happened?
But getting the setup it's tricky, very tricky. I haven't got it yet. It is possible, but very tricky. Also, while this cutscene's going on, I'd like to take the time to show y'all.
Self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed.
Clearly dressed for the occasion. Had to pull out the shirt for the boys tonight. Here we go. Final stretch. You all know, you've already heard that self-destruct sequence multiple times in these games, so we're going to trigger yet another cutscene. So if anybody needs the a bathroom break, or you know, y'all gotta get water, gotta get hydrated, no one wants to like do basically get some snacks or anything like that for the end of this run, this is a perfect opportunity because we're just going to get a really long cutscene here. That's about 2.5 minutes.
That's why I told you to leave without me, but you wouldn't listen. Now hand it over. Don't make me shoot you.
You can't do that.
I also did I found it funny, but I did a really good rendition of this where Leon was Danny Dyer. And if you're British, you know who that is, so you can see how funny that might be.
Ada! Ada! I've got you. Don't give up.
Leon. It's over. Just...
So, as we all know, Ada doesn't actually die here. It's explained in the Umbrella Chronicles, sorry, the Dark Side Chronicles, how she survives. But it's quite convoluted, so
I promise you that we would escape.
we don't know whether to take it as canon or not. Well, she does appear in obviously Resident Evil 4 with Leon again, and then Resident Evil 6 after that. But shout out to my boy Mango Punch, who I don't know if he's actually made it yet or not, if he's still working on it. he was in the process of shortening down these cutscenes for a Resident Evil 2 tutorial. Obviously, you can't do anything in a cutscene, you can just basically just watch it. And in this cutscene, he shortened it down to where Ada says, "Just let me go." Leon goes, "Fine," drops her and gets off. Not gonna lie, it was hilarious the first time I saw it, and then the subsequent 12 viewings after that. Yeah, shout out to my boy Mango Pun.
So, this is what everyone's been doing.
And Leon, in his infinite Chad wisdom, dashes the G-Virus somewhere, don't know where. Could have caused a separate outbreak, mate, but, you know, all's fine because your booty call's dead. Just dashed it. Okay, so we're going back the way we came to the liquor room, but instead of the liquors that are going to be in here, it's actually going to be zombies. So we take the first one out. Okay, that should be good. Second one. Reload just to be on the safe side. And then you can kind of take a beeline right down the middle of these guys. Use the ammo disc to open up this shutter. And literally we're in final boss territory now, guys. I've kept the knife with me to be safe. I'm praying it doesn't come to that.
5 minutes until detonation.
I currently have 140 HP and the first aid spray, so we should be good on health. Also, elevator is completely spelt wrong, so I have to see that, y'all have to see it. But yeah, this is the final boss, G3, G4. I'm going to try and get the setup correctly, but it's going to be tough. So I'm just going to basically have to eyeball it. Yeah, definitely have to eyeball it. 4 shots will cause him to transform into his next phase. I have 103 HP right now. I'm not liking my odds. This could go spectacularly wrong. Or it could go spectacularly great. We don't know. Okay, let's see if I can get him in the right spot. So I've actually got him in the right spot, but I don't actually know if these rounds are hitting. They were hitting. What? So, not only did we get the setup slightly, I could have finished that a lot quicker instead of safely. But here we are. 103 HP. We're in the final stretch. Time is coming up very, very soon. Final couple of 360 turns here. Time is going to come up shortly in time. Woo! Not going to lie, this was stressful. Well, that was Zoolander. RE2, Leon A, Zoolander percent. Unable to turn left at any point during the run. If you're interested in this run, I am planning on making a tutorial for this at some point when I get my arse in gear. But there's also 2 variations to this run. We have the Zoolander, which you can't turn left. But you also have the NASCAR. You can't turn right. So you get both sides of it. So let me see what our in-game time was here. Now my PB is 56:22, which is also quote-unquote the record. That's not bad. That's not bad. So a minute and a half-ish off PB isn't quite bad. I say 56:22 is my personal best, and like I say, unofficial record. I say that very bluntly because it's not very competitive. But yeah, Zoolander, you can't turn left. NASCAR, you can't turn right. Before I go, I just want to say massive shout outs to the main man, Lucy Lover. If you all know who Lucy Lover is, he was the man who actually made this category. He did it for a laugh on his channel one day, and we all took up the mantle. It eventually got added to SRC as an official category extension, and a few of us have been trying to optimize it ever since. So yeah, it's been fun showing this. I was saying earlier to the staff, this is only the 2nd time it's ever been featured in a marathon. So yeah, I just want to thank all Calithon staff as well for inviting me over and accepting the submission and letting me show this off for you guys. It's just a fun run. If you've seen RE2 runs, you've seen one, you've seen them all really. So this gives it a little bit of a fresh coat paint, gives it a little bit of a bit more, you know, you don't really know what's going to happen in the next room, and we saw that today. I went in like 4 bites before RPT, like 4 bites. What is going on? So yeah, I appreciate you guys chilling. It's been really, really good fun showing this off. But if you like stuff like this, I stream a couple of times a week on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/DanSpence94. I also run Devil May Cry 1, 3, and 5. I run Metal Gear Solid. I run all sorts. So yeah, and just again, shout outs to the entire Calithon guys, especially those guys at Thunderthon as well. We work very closely with Calithon. We also helped out with their last event, the Stay Strong event, I believe. So yeah, we got enough love for the Calithon guys, so obviously I wanted to help and show out. So yeah, appreciate everyone stopping by. I hope everyone enjoyed the run and enjoy the rest of the runs. It's going to be a corker.